Is unnecessary, unwise, and inconsistent with the U.S. Constitution. On the other side, some of the president's closest allies are saying, go for it.
I certainly support the president. I wish Congress could have done more to help him. I mean, when you look at the president having to take these kinds of measures, it's because Congress has failed this president and the American people. But for Nancy Pelosi to suggest that this is setting a precedent, no, we've had national emergencies declared prior to this president. If she wants to do away with it, I'll be glad to work in a bipartisan way.
Congress is out next week. Expect plenty of talk and action when lawmakers return. Shep.
Mike Emanuel on the Hill. Thanks to Chris Wallace, the host of Fox News Sunday Live in Washington. Now, I think what the Congressman Chris was referring to was not the declaration of a national emergency, but on the circumventing of Congress regarding funding matters. I have heard some Republicans express concern that that could be a precedent.
Well, exactly. There are 30 or 31 emergencies that are currently that have been enacted by earlier presidents that are still active, but they are on very different matters. They're on real national emergencies, or things like freezing the funding, the assets in this country of terrorists. Mm-hmm. It's a very different thing when you've had a debate for years, as we have, over funding a wall, and Congress has decided not to give that funding to the president, for him then to say, well, I'm going to declare a national emergency and take that funding anyway. I don't think there's ever been a declaration of a national emergency like that, where Congress refused to give the president money and then the president took money on his own. And that is going to cause two avenues here. First of all, the political avenue. The House will undoubtedly pass a resolution of termination, basically overturning the president's declaration national emergency. Then it goes to the Senate, and it's a simple majority, not a supermajority of 60. And it looks between the Democrats and a half dozen or so Republicans who are opposed to this idea that they will approve that resolution of termination, but then the president can veto that, and there's not going to be the kind of veto-proof majority to overturn the president. Then you can go into the courts, and as you can hear, both Congress and individuals and various groups like the ACLU, property owners along the border, are all going to challenge this in court.
The reporting, Chris, is that some of his closest aides were saying to him, in essence, there's some money out there that you can get to without declaring a national emergency. And our understanding of it is, from reporting, is that they had advised him not to declare a national emergency, and yet he decided to do so. Do we know what made that change in the last minutes there, or is there no reporting on that yet?
Well, there has been reporting, and the reporting was that he was taking, first of all, he wasn't happy with it, particularly when he saw all the handcuffs on the kind of money he could spend in the bill that Congress did pass, because there are about 300 times in that bill, because they were concerned the president was going to take money for Project A and apply it to the wall, that it said no funds here can be used for the border wall. So he was upset about that. And he was upset about the constraints on it. And I think he also felt some political heat. Look, I'm going to get a lot of heat for even signing this congressional bill. If I declare a national emergency, it's a bold statement that I, one, believe in this issue, and two, a statement to my base. I promised this during the campaign. I'm keeping faith with you on that. And you could say, as a cynic, perhaps, that he figures, well, even if this does get delayed by the courts, even if they do give a temporary injunction in the Ninth Circuit out west, I can at least go to my base and say, I did everything I could. I signed the bill. I got that money. I've repurposed money. I even declared a national emergency. All I can do is fight as best I can Congress and the courts.
Which was predicted by some 6 weeks ago.
Well, that's right. And then there's the question of why we had the 35-day shutdown.
Yeah, it's a good one. Hey, who you got this weekend on the